Normally, Boone waited till he had a moment to look up the references, but this he had to see. Sosa had found some nugget of encouragement for him in Job? Really? On the elevator at the Area 4 District 11 station house on West Harrison Street, with everything else tucked under his arm, Boone accessed his mobile Bible and brought up, "People are born for trouble, as readily as sparks fly up from a fire." On that cheery note, the youngest bureau chief in the history of the Chicago Police Department headed wearily to his car. The thermometer had hit triple digits that afternoon, which rarely, if ever, happened before late July in the Windy City, and Boone had had to endure a rare day in uniform. He preferred a suit and tie, as did most detectives, but when downtown decreed a uniform for some official to do, even chiefs obeyed. Boone had wanted to decline, but he had to pick his battles. He had endured enough politics in his new role. The chiefs of 4 of the other 5 major bureaus within the department, patrol, detectives, organizational development, and administration, didn't see the need for another. The 5th happened to be Jack Keller, chief of the Organized Crime Division, OCD, and critics said he backed Boone only because he had been his partner, then his boss and mentor. Keller, steely gray and pushing a taut 60, advised Boone to stay above the fray. "It's not your fight," he said as they worked out together one day. "It's what the super wants, and it's been approved by the city council subcommittee, so it's gonna happen. End of story." Boone put his uniform cap on the back seat, removed the leather Sam Browne belt that carried his handcuffs, ammunition, and service sidearm, and placed it on the floor. He hung his coat near the rear passenger door to keep it from blocking his vision when he drove. As he slid in and checked his mirrors, he was stunned afresh to see the single star on his collar. It likely hardly registered to anyone not on the job, but Chicago coppers knew what it meant. He was one of 6 chiefs, making him one of the 9 top cops of more than 13,000 in the city. The temperature was still in the 90s, though the sun had begun to sink, and Boone felt fortunate the AC kicked in fast in his brand-new BMW 760 Li, a sedan he wouldn't have sprung for if not for his wife. Not to mention, he was also driving to a house he would not have enjoyed but for her. It wasn't that Boone had married into money. Well, he had, but he hadn't meant to. The former Haeley LaMonica's 7-figure settlement from the city of Chicago for false arrest had actually been won late in their courtship and paid early in their marriage. Neither Boone nor Haeley had ever been people of means. She had been a single mother struggling to get by. He had been well compensated for his age, but certainly was not wealthy. His new role paid in the neighborhood of $10,000 a month, but that was nothing compared to Haeley's windfall. It had resulted from a sordid case that had exposed corruption at the highest levels of the CPD. What to do with the money became a dilemma. Boone had wanted nothing to do with it. "It's yours alone, to do with what you want." "I don't want it at all," Haeley had said. She took seriously the admonition that it was harder for a rich person to get into heaven than for a camel to squeeze through the eye of a needle. "I mean, who wouldn't want to be rich?" she said. "But it's not what we're about, and it terrifies me." Yet Boone, along with Haeley's attorney, who was entitled to 1/3 of the money, had persuaded her to take it. And they had all celebrated one warm spring evening the previous year on the settlement, newly anchored at Belmont Harbor. "You can give your 2/3 away for all I care," Friedrich Sapolo, Esquire, told her. "My 1/3 went for this boat, I know," she said. Haeley told Boone she had finally concluded that she would accept the money because, for one thing, she was entitled to it. And she had caveats. "First, I want to give you a gift." "No need," Boone said. "You and Max are all I want, and don't deny me. When else in my life would I ever be able to give you anything really worth something?" He had acquiesced, and she had bought him the car of his dreams.